Hello, storytellers. That's Storytelling Ron. I'm going to do another video on climate change. I'm just getting really annoyed. I'm drinking some afternoon iced coffee. Climate change is ridiculous. It's just like evolution. I've said this before. Evolution. Things evolve slowly. Things evolve fast. Things don't evolve. So everything is evolution. That's not science. That's not how science works. Climate change, global warming, global cooling, extreme weather, gradual change in weather. That is not science. You cannot, they keep doing this and it is ridiculous. You must rebuke and deny them this ridiculous claim about fossil fuel and oil. Oil is natural. Oil is a natural occurring substance. Oil seeps out of the ocean. Oil seeps, leaks everywhere. It is under pressure, which also proves that it's very young. It's pressurized. And it is leaking. It's coming out. It's seeping into the earth everywhere and in the ocean. Oil, when it's on the land, when it's an oil spill, it doesn't do anything. It kills a couple of birds who get stuck in it for a few days, and then the oil dries out. It dries out and turns into dry, cold carbon bits. That's all it does. It's harmless. You could rub me on full of oil right now. I would hate it, but you could do it. It wouldn't harm me. I just would have to take a really long shower and be really annoyed at you and maybe use Comet. I don't know. And probably have really dry skin for a while. It is a natural occurring, and oil is just black and dirty because it's been the dirt. We use oil all the time. I eat oil. I've been eating oil every day. I love oil. We make oil. It takes only a few hours to make oil. It's ridiculous, this whole oil thing. They use oil in all their protests. They're using oil. Oil is used to make plastics and synthetics, and I think this is 100% cotton. But oil, this is made of oil. This is made of oil. You're looking at me through oil products. All glass that has some sort of strengthening compound in it has oil in it. For crying out loud. Those, you know, if those people that are in the streets protesting oil, you should just get a bag and take everything they have on them that is oil and tell them, you can't have this, it's made of oil. Oh, that phone, your glasses, that orange vest, your shoes have oil in them, synthetic materials. That's all made from oil. When you burn oil, it just turns into smoke and ash. And guess what that does? It settles back to the ground as dirt. See, pagans are such worrywarts. They have to have the skies falling. They have to have their doomsday. We Christians are like, you know, God made this earth for us. It's amazing. Everything is recyclable. Everything is recyclable. Oil is recycled from plants and life and us. And then we can eat it and it cycles over again. Or we can burn it. So what? It clouds the air and makes it dirty. And then it settles down. Oh, what do you know? The air's clear again. My God. Sorry if I'm blaspheming there. My goodness gracious. The reprobate insanity of it. I should read my Bible more or read it over again and again because it's just crazy and ridiculous. This climate change is a lie. For those of you who believe in it, Piers Morgan, I kind of watch you every now and then. Joe Rogan, it is ridiculous. I kind of watch you guys just to see what the left is doing because you guys at least have a reasonable, you know, attempt at being reasonable, but you still have a reprobate in you because you don't fear the Lord and you just still think climate change is it is ridiculous. It's weather. Okay, so in my Christians in Space, right there is the game. You see there on the car, Christians in Space, role-playing game. There is terraforming. So do I believe that we could change the climate of a planet? Of course, but you'd have to have a factory the size of North Dakota churning out stuff. And it would have to keep working, and the aliens, or genetically modified human or beasts, attacking the terraforming plant, manufacturing plant. You know that's a strategy of the game is to protect the terraforming planet or plant or factory, whatever. But something like I don't know, it'd have to probably be bigger than North Dakota, especially on this planet. Churning out, you know, we need to take care of our environment. We need to be garden wardens of our garden, you know, of the place. But everything is recycled. And by the way, the terraforming of the planet. Once that factory turns off or is destroyed or disabled, the planet will go right back to whatever it was intended to do. It'll just get rid of, whatever that's also part of my game or whatever. If you have a terraforming factory on a planet to turn it and make it like livable or whatever, if that factory explodes or gets destroyed, the planet will just go right back to whatever it's supposed to be. Same with the Earth. Our Earth will recover from anything we do to it. And right now it doesn't even feel anything we do to it because we're so teeny. We're not even. Go to North Dakota, okay? All you liberals who think we're overpopulating, go to North freaking Dakota or South Dakota. Go to Texas. You'd be looking around going, oh, wow, okay. I need to bring some culture here, even though nobody's here. You guys are idiots. I'm sorry. You're idiots. You experts, you scientists, you're idiots. You don't fear God, so you fear the sky is falling. You fear Chicken Little or whoever screaming at you. Boy cries wolf. And you love it, I think. I think you love it because it gives you power and money and cocktail parties. Okay, so let's just go through some of this stuff I've been looking at here. Wonderful little trigger for me on Gateway. Okay, so there's a study that says, oh my gosh, we've increased green vegetation. And I knew this, man. I knew this. Carbon dioxide is a wonderful thing. It is a wonderful, wonderful, joyous thing that every farmer knows about that has greenhouses. And by the way, the whole greenhouse thing is a lie. There's no greenhouse effect. It's so ridiculous. I'm getting to that right now. Okay, so climate change is all about the greenhouse effect. Okay, look at it. Look at this stupid chart. They got these charts they make up. They draw these out. They make little graphs. I could have sworn there was more in here, but now they're doing all these little, graphs and look, let's just make sure we get this numbers in here, but not 100 years ago, not 1,000 years ago, 1000 AD. I read in my mission, the missionaries and the monks in England were making wine in England and growing grapes. Today they can't do that because the climate's a bit too cold. It might be getting warmer now, but it's a bit too cold. It's been too cold for the last few hundred years. We know there's a mini ice age between 14 and 1800. We know that. And yet here they are playing off of that by saying, oh, look, it's getting warmer today. Well, because it was colder for 400 years. It should get a little warmer today because in 1000 AD, it was way warmer. That's right, I'm mad. I'm mad at how pervasive evolution is, how everything's millions and millions of years ago in the most innocuous articles, and how climate change is now becoming the stupidest everywhere thing that everyone just assumes is the fact when it is absolutely not a fact. Absolutely not a fact. Look at this. Everything to them, a drought, a wildfire, bleaching of coral. I'm going to get into that too. I'm sorry. I am not qualified to be a pastor. I do not have that kind of patience. I'm going to say that over and over as well. All this stuff is ridiculous. Deforestation. Well, hello. It's getting crazier. Okay, here's the actual report that I can't get into because I don't want to pay for it. But there's a report here, and look here. They got little graphs. The leaf area index is increasing in all these areas. 14. What is that? 14%. All these dudes are checking this out and saying, "Oh yeah, we 32 authors, 24 institutions analyzed roughly 14% increase in green vegetation over the last 30 years." Everything is getting greener. Okay. Oh, I want to get into this. So look at these charts they do here to show you. Oh yeah, we're gonna have global warming. Yeah. There's all this. Yeah. Oh yeah, we're gonna. Oh yeah, see, it's gonna get absorbed. Yeah. No, you can't do that. No, none of this. It's gonna get hotter. We're all gonna die. They do these charts. Well, what about this chart here? Look at this wind. Look how crazy this wind is. It's going everywhere. This is the wind patterns in the U.S. Do you think that you could hold gas, methane, and CO2, which is, by the way, getting absorbed by plants or whatever? Do you think that this right here, it's like they look sideways, but they don't look up and down? Look at this. Can you hold heat in one area? All right, today, I'm in Hollywood. Today, or the last couple of days, it had the hurricane came in here. Last couple of weeks, it's been super hot. Then, boom, cold clouds today, yesterday, raining. It's like, it just keeps, cyclical. Like every time we have a hot spell, we then have a cloudy spell or a rainy storm spell, cold spell, because it just got so hot that more clouds were forming now and rain. It's cyclical. It's this pattern. It's a wonderful thing that God created about this earth. Everything is recyclable. And black oil is a sign of recycling. And it's so ridiculous how they're saying the sky is falling crap. Look at that. Look at this. How could you hold heat anywhere? Look where the wind is going everywhere. It's cold wind. It's hot wind. And there is no freaking gas cap on this earth. And then they talk about Venus, the planet, like, oh, we're gonna get greenhouse because of that. Are you crazy? That's a completely different rock out in space. So ridiculous. And then they're saying that the coral reef is dying out. It is so ridiculous because there's more coral reef today. They're all saying it's being bleached by global warming or cooling, climate change. And they're like, it's at record levels. Oh, and they're saying, well, it's only at record levels because it's going to get more susceptible to damage. Oh, no. It is ridiculous. They have another thing called tipping points. A tipping point, so that's a part of their whole climate change scary thing, is that they're saying, well, there's going to be a tipping point, so we got to stop it, because if one of these goes into a tipping point, it's too late. So give us all your money and power. The worst tipping points here is a list of volcanoes, okay? Look at this, the largest explosion, 30,000 meters into the atmosphere, 98,000 feet, 100 times more powerful than the atomic bomb dropped at Hiroshima. You know what I mean? This is a huge volcano with huge gas and toxins and ash. And look at all these volcanoes over the last, let me see, there's 4 or 5 on 222, and 21, there's the 4 days, and then 20. Look, okay, just all these volcanoes right here. They're massive. 63,000 feet in the air, smoke, ash, whatever. How come these aren't tipping points? How come all of these volcanoes, boom, how come these aren't tipping points and not destroying the earth right now, our atmosphere or whatever? How come these happen and then we forget about it? Right? I didn't even know this one happened. Tonga, the largest one of 2022, right? 100 times. I didn't even know this happened. I didn't even know. I mean, I didn't know. I mean, did I have a cough one day? Was there a slight chill one day and it was caused by Tonga? I don't know. This is ridiculous. Why aren't these the tipping points? Why isn't the earth in disaster right now because of these 100 times more powerful than the atomic bomb dropped in Hiroshima? And that's just one of many. Let me go to, okay. And I looked this one up on the previous video, but I'm going to say it again because it's ridiculous. The largest oil spill was done in the Gulf War. Massive, like 40 miles by 100 miles, 5 feet thick or whatever it was. I don't know, maybe it's whatever, of oil all across the Gulf. What did they find was the after 20, 30 years or whatever now, or today, what was the problem? Maybe some eggshells are a little thinner on some sea turtles in some area. Maybe a couple mangroves aren't growing so well. That's what they found. Nothing. Oil is oil. It's natural. There's nothing wrong with oil. The only thing toxic about oil is the same thing that's toxic. Sorry, my nose itches. And I like to touch my face. The only thing toxic about oil or any other thing that's toxic is when you have too much of it in one area. When you have too much. If I have too much water around this face, I will die. I will drown. I need water to live. But if I have too much around here, right here, just in this little area, I will die. It will be toxic to me. Should we give up water? Let's protest water. Let's go sit I want to sit on the freeways. No more, say no to water. Water is bad. These people need oil. They need oil to survive. They pour oil on their salad. They're protesting oil that they eat. Black oil in the earth is the exact same oil that they're freaking pouring on their salad. It's just that it's dirty and been in the ground. And it's just cheaper to pull it out that way than it is to turn their olive oil into gasoline. It's just cheaper to get the black oil out of the ground because there's so dang much of it than it is to have to turn their stupid olive oil, which I love olive oil, by the way, to turn their olive oil into gasoline. But we can turn olive oil into gasoline. We just have to cook it and heat it under pressure for a while and refine it and get it, so that it's just a little bit cleaner and more gasoline-y. They're protesting what they eat and what they live on. That's how stupid they are. So please they're protesting what we eat, what they actually eat. If they want to give up oil, give up their olive oil. Give up their olive oil. Oh, I'm not even done here. Look at this. I'm not even done here, people. Let's start with this one. Look at this map. Oh, can't see it. Sorry. Let me switch over. Sorry. Let me get this right here. Okay, look at this map. What do you see here? These is CO2 and methane producers. See all those little squares? Yeah, guess what happens to them when they're done making, almonds and alfalfa and mixed greens and berries and I don't know what the heck the left eat. I mean, I eat all these things because I'm off the carnivore diet. I mean, I'm still eating a lot of meat, but look at it. Okay. So the cows, I guess, will eat about this much, but the vegetarians are going to eat about this much, right? And guess what? Food waste, and it's linked to greenhouse gas, climate change. I don't even know if this is food waste, but whatever. I love landfill, by the way, but food waste is a third of food intended for human consumption in the United States is discarded or wasted. A third of food intended for human consumption is wasted. Plus, a third of crops are wasted. So all you vegetarians and lefties out there, a third of this is going to turn into what? CO2 and methane. And it's funny. I found that they had this little explanation on compost. If you turn it over, it won't really do methane, which is worse. Yeah, it'll make CO2, but it won't do methane. I read it, but I'm using the voice. Yeah, so make sure you turn it over. How many of you in your compost or in the wasting of decaying, of rotting plants, do you turn over and make sure you aerate it so it only does CO2 and not methane? Plants rot and make methane. When you fart, you make methane. That's the smell you smell. That's terrible. It's so pathetic. That is the stupid their greenhouse gas, which I don't even, they're so stupid. Their crops make, okay, what do you think makes more methane? And look at this. Look at all these fields that are crops. And who wants all these crops? The left. Look at that. Those are all fields. Look at that. I'm just zooming into America here. Farmers. Now, see, for me, it's not a problem. I don't believe in climate change, but for them, this is a problem. Every one of those creates methane and gas. And CO2. Did you not know that? All of your little salad bars if you don't eat everything in that salad bar, they're going to have to throw it out. What's going to happen? It's going to make CO2 and methane. They got to dump it. You're making the CO2 and methane, freaking lefties. Your salad makes CO2 and methane. For us, it's recycled. CO2 goes in the air. Methane goes in the air. I don't care. It gets thrown around and plops back down to the earth. And plants reuse it. I don't have a problem with it. You do, though, apparently. Look at this. This is in Santa Barbara. I just did this freeway. Look at that. Cars, and the reason I did it here instead of LA, because LA is so terrible now. It's so disgusting and ugly. The left has fully taken over LA City, and the freeways now are so ugly and dirty. The streets around here, the homeless is so disgusting. They got the super majority now here, and the environmentalists and the left and the climate changers have turned LA into a hellhole. It is disgusting and ugly. It is so disgusting walking around. There's a few I live in a little decent area, but I go right on the Sunset, and it is gross. This is what the left wants. Their communism, their Marxism, their godless paganism. It is disgusting. But let me show you this. This is the freeway in Santa Barbara. These cars are churning in and out of here day in and day out on both sides of the freeway here, driving like mad, spewing forth their carbon monoxide and CO2 from their gas, their oil. I'm just following this white SUV here. That is why all these trees and plants here are dying. These freaking plants are dying because of all the CO2 and carbon monoxide and poison coming out of this white SUV. If I could only get this guy's license plate and we can find out who this person is, dox him. Because this family driving along in this white SUV is killing all these plants. Now, this is technically a desert, so I'm impressed with how green it is. But I think Santa Barbara actually waters the areas around the freeways, whereas LA stopped doing it. It's disgusting here. But look at this. Look at how poisonous and deadly all these cars. Oh, look at this. Must be a family. We got to get these people because they're poisoning all these plants that are flourishing and green all along the Santa Barbara freeway here. Look at that. It's just torture. Pure unadulterated torture. Look at this evil person here driving this car with burning oil. You know this is a gas guzzling, spewing out toxins and I mean, you know, these plants will die eventually, I think, from all these cars and trucks. Look at that truck. Look at that truck right there. Oh, it drove past me. Oh, that's right. I'm driving along. There's a time thing here. Look at that FedEx. Oh, we got to call FedEx. We've got to sue FedEx for spewing out all this poison that's killing. I know I'm totally going overboard here. The left is reprobate. You guys, you pagans are crazy and nuts. You're idiots. Guess I'm being mean here. I'm actually a nice guy in person. You know, when I meet you, I'll like back off. But I'm just like, you know, I sit around watching YouTube, and especially when I was crippled. Man, I wasn't watching this. But anyway. I'm just getting tired. You know, I'm tired of seeing like climate change and evolution. It's all a lie, and yet people are just believing this stuff. I mean, just believing this crap. I mean, look at this. This freeway is full of cars, and these plants don't care. I mean, this is just dry. But look at these plants. They don't care. They love it. They love that CO2 and, I don't know, carbon monoxide or whatever. They're absorbing that right up. Give me that. I mean, go to a freeway anywhere, especially in the green areas, like in England, it's just lush and green. Right along the cars. There's nothing, I mean, I don't want to breathe this stuff in. I don't want to sit here and breathe this in. But walking along a road, I live in Hollywood, I am surrounded by cars. And we're not dying here from that. We're dying from freaking other things for sure. I'm surrounded by freeways. I'm surrounded by cars day in and day out. It's ridiculous what they're fighting, the pagans are doing. The sky is falling. The sky is falling. The sky is falling. So this is my little rant again on the ridiculousness of climate change, the lies of the Just Stop Oil people. You know, I love that the Just Stop Oil, when the people sabotaged their meeting and they put those alarms on the balloons in the church where they were running their stupid meeting. They were all in long tables. They were going to have meals. They all had plastic chairs there. It was all plastic chairs made from oil. Why did they have plastic chairs? Why didn't they have wooden chairs? Why didn't they make benches or something out of wood? You know why? Because plastic is cheaper and lasts longer. That's why. They totally use plastic. They have plastic chairs. They're all sitting their fat little bodies on these plastic chairs. It just pissed me off. I'm sorry. I'm just really ticked off that they can get into your life and on the streets there in London and terrorize you, eco-terrorize you, while they themselves are partaking in oil. They use it for their chairs, they use it for the phones, they use it for their clothes, they eat oil all the time, they pour it luxuriously on their set green salads as they expect you to drive in their salads on your trucks. They expect you to grow their crops and throw away whatever they don't use as it turns into CO2 and methane. They expect you and me to do that while they protest and stop you in the streets. I guess I could go on and on. Anyway, I got things to do. All right. Anyway, game of life. Roll holy dice.